Hello, fellow gardeners, and welcome back to Soil Sorcery Studio. If you've been following our journey together, you know we're always digging deep, sometimes literally, into the wisdom that transforms ordinary patches of earth into thriving, abundant gardens. Today, we're embarking on something truly special, a journey that takes us thousands of years into the past to uncover secrets that could revolutionize your garden right now. Are you tired of constantly battling weeds and struggling with unproductive soil? The solution might not be what you expect. We're uncovering ancient mulching wisdom that addresses these modern gardening frustrations head-on, revealing how simple, time-tested methods can bring unparalleled health and vitality back to your garden. The lost art of mulching, more than just aesthetics. When we think about mulching today, most gardeners picture those neat bags of decorative wood chips from the garden center, spread around shrubs primarily for visual appeal. However, ancient civilizations understood something far more profound about mulching that modern gardening has largely forgotten. For our ancestors, covering the soil wasn't simply about creating an attractive landscape or even just suppressing weeds. It was about nurturing an entire underground ecosystem, fostering a living partnership between the soil and everything growing in it. These cultures recognized that the earth beneath their feet was teeming with invisible life, and they intuitively developed practices that fed and protected this microbial universe. Beyond the obvious benefit of weed suppression, ancient mulching techniques unlocked extraordinary advantages for plant vigor and resilience that we're only now beginning to understand through modern soil science. These time-tested methods created conditions where plants didn't just survive but genuinely thrived, developing deep root systems, enhanced disease resistance, and, honestly, remarkable drought tolerance. The tragedy is that somewhere along our journey toward industrialized agriculture and suburban gardening, we've systematically overlooked these foundational practices. We've traded ancient wisdom for convenience, often resulting in depleted soils that require constant inputs of synthetic fertilizers and irrigation. But here's the exciting news. We can reclaim this knowledge, and the benefits for your garden will be nothing short of transformational. Echoes from antiquity. Where did mulching begin? The story of mulching begins not in one place, but across multiple continents where humans first began cultivating the land. Indigenous peoples throughout the Americas developed sophisticated systems of agricultural mulching long before European contact. The Three Sisters planting method, which interplanted corn, beans, and squash, created a living mulch system where the broad squash leaves shaded the soil, maintaining moisture and suppressing weeds while the beans fixed nitrogen. Similarly, in ancient China and throughout Asia, rice farmers developed intricate methods of using rice straw and plant residues to maintain soil fertility between growing seasons, understanding that what grew from the earth should return to it. Perhaps the most revolutionary aspect of these ancient practices was what we now call the no-dig approach. These early farmers observed how forest floors remained perpetually fertile without any human intervention, covered by a constantly decomposing layer of leaves, twigs, and organic matter. They recognized that disturbing the soil destroyed its natural structure and the complex web of fungal networks and beneficial organisms living within it. Instead of plowing and tilling, they simply layered organic materials on the surface, allowing natural processes to incorporate these materials into the soil. This mimicry of natural systems proved remarkably effective, creating gardens that improved year after year rather than degrading. You can recreate these setups easily with materials you likely already have access to: fallen leaves, grass clippings, straw, compost, and even cardboard. The key is understanding that you're not just covering soil, you're building a living system. The science uncovered. How ancient methods boost modern gardens. Modern soil science has revealed why these ancient methods work so spectacularly well, And the answer lies in the explosive diversity of microbial life that flourishes beneath a well-mulched surface. When you maintain a consistent layer of organic mulch, you create the perfect environment for billions of bacteria, fungi, protozoa, and other microscopic organisms that form the foundation of soil health. These microorganisms are the true alchemists of your garden, breaking down organic matter and converting it into plant-available nutrients through a process that synthetic fertilizers simply cannot replicate. The fungal networks that develop under mulch, particularly mycorrhizal fungi, form symbiotic relationships with plant roots, effectively extending their reach and dramatically increasing their ability to absorb water and nutrients. The temperature regulation provided by ancient mulching systems offers another profound advantage that addresses multiple challenges simultaneously. A thick layer of organic mulch acts as insulation, keeping soil cooler during scorching summer days and warmer during cold nights, protecting the delicate organisms within from temperature extremes that would otherwise slow or halt their activity. This temperature moderation also benefits plant roots directly, preventing stress and allowing for continuous growth even during challenging weather. Water conservation represents perhaps the most visible benefit, especially relevant in our era of increasing droughts and water restrictions. Ancient mulches act as a protective blanket, dramatically reducing evaporation from the soil surface and allowing moisture to penetrate deeply rather than running off compacted ground. Practical applications. Bringing ancient wisdom to your garden. Implementing these ancient techniques in your modern garden doesn't require exotic materials or complicated procedures. One of the most powerful strategies involves using living mulches, where you deliberately plant cover crops or companion plants that serve dual purposes. The leaf litter revolution represents perhaps the most accessible entry point for most gardeners because it harnesses a resource that's absolutely free and abundant in most areas. Those bags of leaves your neighbors set out for municipal collection each autumn, that's gardening gold they're literally throwing away. When you adopt these time-tested practices, something remarkable happens beyond just improving this season's harvest. You'll discover that your gardening workload actually decreases over time as the soil becomes healthier and more resilient. Weeding becomes less necessary as mulch suppresses germination, and honestly, what weeds do emerge pull easily from the loose, moist soil. Perhaps most importantly, you're cultivating a legacy that extends far beyond your own gardening years. Ancient farmers understood that they were stewards of the land, responsible for leaving it better than they found it for future generations. Each season you practice these methods, you're building soil organic matter, sequestering carbon, increasing biodiversity, and creating an increasingly fertile foundation that will continue producing abundance for years or even decades to come. The ancient wisdom of mulching isn't about looking backward with nostalgia. It's about recognizing that some truths about working with nature are, well, timeless. These methods have been tested across millennia and countless growing conditions, refined by cultures that depended on their effectiveness for survival. Now it's your turn to experience their transformative power. Start your ancient mulching journey today by simply adding organic matter to your garden beds. Observe what happens over the coming weeks and months. Document the changes you see in plant health, soil structure, and your own workload. I guarantee you'll be amazed at what these simple practices can achieve. If you found value in uncovering these ancient secrets together, please subscribe to Soil Sorcery Studio so you never miss our deep dives into the wisdom that creates truly magical gardens. Share this video with fellow gardeners who are ready to transform their approach and build soil that gets better every single year. Leave a comment below sharing your own experiences with mulching or questions about implementing these techniques in your specific garden situation. Together, we're not just growing plants, we're cultivating a movement back to practices that work with nature rather than against it. Until next time, keep building that soil magic, and remember, the best gardens are grown from the ground up.